to the Territory now, head up to Alice Springs and catch up with now the Country Liberal Party Senate candidate for the Northern Territory, Jacinta Price. Good to talk to you again, Jacinta. There's a few things I want to get your thoughts on. First up is this one that just astonished me to read about the other day, and that is that there are some major corporates in this company. I think KPMG is one. I think it might be Optus is another, that are giving an additional day's leave to people based on the fact that they're Indigenous. What do you make of that?
Yeah, it's once again, it's virtue signalling. It's virtue signalling, and it's ignorant at the same time. If they want to do that, they shouldn't discriminate. Whether it's positive discrimination, it's still discrimination. It's discriminating against those who aren't Indigenous. There might be those who still conduct themselves, like to have a pagan ritual now and then. Why not also give them the opportunity as well, and not just make it about one group of people in particular? When I read that, I thought, once again, these are corporates who have absolutely no idea whatsoever about culture and what's involved in culture. Urban Indigenous Australians like myself very, very rarely, if at all, participate in any kind of traditional kind of ceremony. I think the last time I did do that was the end of 2019. It was for a funeral, and everybody attends funerals.
But as you say, everybody has their cultural interests, and a lot of people of all different cultures in this country like to take time off to go to particular ceremonies or gatherings. I don't see why it would be any different, why an additional day should be made available to Indigenous Australians. As you say, it is virtue signalling, but as an Indigenous woman, put it this way, how would you, if you're in a workplace where this is on offer, wouldn't you feel uncomfortable about taking it? Wouldn't that actually create divisions within your employee group?
Oh, look, I know I certainly would. I'm sure there are those who are like, yay, an extra day off and I get paid for it. Whoop-de-doo. I'm sure there's those who would jump at the opportunity. But, it's just ridiculous as far as I'm concerned, and they should not be discriminating against other Australians. Extend that to everybody else, not just Indigenous Australians, not just to pander to a minority. I guess it's just it's ignorant, woke virtue signalling, and that's how I see it. I've never ever needed cultural leave personally, and it's almost as if they're assuming that Aboriginal people are going to go walkabout for a day. Like, come on.
Yeah. Imagine if they put it in those terms, they'd be held to pay. A couple of other issues I want to get your thoughts on quickly. If things go well for you at the next federal election, you'll go down to Canberra and join the Senate. You're looking forward to some training in sexual harassment and in anti-bullying?
Oh, absolutely. Look, I think I'll be well equipped coming from my background. I probably don't need much more training in those particular areas.
Perhaps you should run the course.
But maybe I could get some extra committee money or something along those lines and run the course itself.
But is it needed, or again, is this sort of window dressing for issues that should be fundamental in the way people conduct themselves?
Yeah, I think it comes down to, good manners, respect for one another as human beings. Obviously something like we've understood about sexual harassment for some time. It can go both ways as well. We hear a lot about it where women are particularly victimised by it, but not so much when men are victimised by it. And again, it's about conducting yourself with respect, respecting others, and having respect for yourself at the same time. I'd imagine there is a little bit of window dressing going on, particularly with, all the kerfuffle that's gone down in Parliament House and the marches that have gone on and that sort of thing. But obviously, like I said, where I come from, we're dealing with, rape, sexual abuse, domestic violence and those sorts of things. And I'm no stranger to any of those sorts of things. So, yeah.
Look,
we'll see how we go.
Indeed. Let's hope that you have that dilemma to confront at Parliament House. Now, I've got to get your thoughts